Challenge accepted, episode 1-4. That is 14 if you live in America, 14 if you live in Europe, and some other numbers I don't know in other languages because I only speak English. Welcome. This is going to be fun. We had some technical difficulty at the beginning, but that's okay. We're live and well. And yes, Twitch seemed to have stabilized, which is nice. Shriggs, how are you, sir?
Great.
I'm great.
Are you Tony the Tiger?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're great. Anyway.
I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, Shriggs, you have an interesting story to tell us. But first, Tyremus, how are you?
I'm well, which is quite the statement.
Yeah.
Quite the statement. I mean, homesick from work all week, which has helped me with Ops Week in WildStar. But for the most part, I have not had a good week. But I'm feeling good today. Feeling good.
That's good, man. I just got done building a 90 by 39 door. That was fun.
A 90 by 39 door.
Yeah, it's a big. It's a
really
big,
large door.
It's a very big door.
What does it cover?
We put the door up to our upstairs because it was just a staircase and it just kind of looked weird. So we got a bunch of wood, cut it all in the correct size, and stained it. And it was a lot of fun. It was the first thing I've ever actually made with my hands. So I felt pretty manly. So I was like, yeah, but whatever. It's like, yeah, the nerd can build stuff. Yeah, my was it a barn door? It could have been. It very much could have been. But my next project is a new bed frame for our mattress, which we got memory foam. I am so looking forward to sleeping on that. And then I have to build a table, and then who knows what I'll build next. You know, the sky's the limit, or my hands, but whatever.
A shelf for video games.
That I actually already have. It's actually sitting in front of me and on the side.
Is it full of NES games?
Actually, it does have some NES games. Yes, it does.
Yay!
So she's like, oh, okay. Guys, you are going to see some frame stutter there. Twitch is having some problems with its initial servers, so unfortunately we cannot fix anything. But we're going to do the show anyway. So I will. Hopefully, this will all get caught up on Twitch. If it gets really bad, we'll just restart the stream and continue on. But we're only dropping a couple frames every couple minutes, so we should be okay. And everything else. But Shriggs, you had an interesting story. What happened to you this week?
I actually didn't want to go into the details on the stream, but I will just say this. I'm a felon now.
He's not a real felon, but that's okay.
See, I've got my invisible ink tattoos.
Nice.
It says...
Less memory foam, more WildStar.
Nice. Very, very nice, Robo. I like that. All right, so... well, Shriggs, that was kind of a disappointing story. Good job.
I'm sorry, I didn't actually want to bring it up.
Well, okay, then tell me that next time, sir. Jeez.
Okay, I thought it was implied.
No, because it's a great story.
Says the man with the hashtags at the end of chat.
Yeah, that was...
Don't scroll the end of last week's stream.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it. All right, so this week's topics are going to be as follows as Google Chrome slowly opens up. There you are. We're going to be talking about the end of beta, how it all went, and just everyone's impressions on it. And, of course, this has been talked about to death, so I don't want to cover it too much, but just a small topic.
Well, oh, you mean like the event or like beta in general?
Just in general and the event as well.
Oh, okay, so let's just omnibus build this right now.
Exactly, yes. And then we have 14 days, I think, till Head Start, if my math is correct. If not, could be 13, whatever. And then we're going to be talking about the live stream that happened this past Tuesday, and some other topics that we're going to go into. But
so we have 8 days.
What?
Isn't it?
Yeah,
for the 22nd. Yeah.
For us.
No, dude. The head. Yeah, 1, 2.
Head Start is the 31st. Or
yeah.
30th?
No, 31st. So
yeah.
we have 9 days. Wow, we have 9 days? Holy crap, I need to get my Skittles and Doritos. Dang.
I need to get my gamer food.
Yeah.
Yeah, who remembers that crap?
Oh, you know what?
I don't.
I need to get
honestly.
myself a case of balls.
Ah, yes, good old
Wasn't
balls.
Gamer Food just solidified Mountain Dew?
Ugh, I don't know, man. I don't know. 9 days though. 9 days is radically
You know,
soon.
there was caffeinated sunflower seeds I saw on this one website. I thought that was pretty
I thought
interesting.
we were only allowed to drink Diet Coke while we played WildStar.
No.
That's what I've heard.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
what
that.
I've heard.
Oh, okay. So I have to drink Diet. I don't like Diet Pop though. Diet Pop is
I hate
disgusting.
aspartame.
It's just nasty. Ugh.
Oh, does it start at 3 a.m. in the morning on the 31st? So I can start at the middle of the night on Friday night.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I get to wait 3 a.m. their time.
Or 3 a.m. our time.
Wait, 3 a.m. our time.
Is it 3 a.m. EST or PST? Because there's
I don't know if I'm gonna stay up till 5. I'll probably just sleep and then wake up.
Yeah, I live in
Yeah.
their time zone, so I don't know. I'm on their schedule.
Yeah, if it's gonna be 3 a.m. their time, I think I'll just go to bed and set my alarm for 5 a.m. I'm not gonna be like,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
what I'll do.
stay up all night. Kitty, there's
I'll
a
leave my
kitty.
computer on.
Oh,
so
3
I
a.m.
can
EST.
get ready.
That's me.
Okay, so I might
Oh.
still just go to bed and
So
set my
midnight.
alarm.
Midnight Friday.
And did you guys see the
Midnight
best part about
Friday.
this?
Yes.
What
What?
the best part is? We don't have to reinstall the game. Oh, the game we have right now installed on our computers will work.
Speak for
Yeah.
yourself. After the stream, I'll be doing this.
Oh God.
Yeah.
On all 3 of the computers in the house, I'm gonna redo the whole network.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm-
sick and tired of all the issues I've been having. So I'm just like, I'm gonna wipe everything, clean it all up. I got 9 days. And I'm gonna delete all those bad cartoons.
Well,
I
you
think.
have it before the night. It's not like everyone's going to be frantically like, must download from site. It keeps crashing because there's so many people downloading from the site.
Yeah, I think that this is actually the first game that I've pre-ordered that I'm not gonna have a box copy of, and it's really weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I would
it's-
have bought the collector's edition. If
Well-
they came out with a collector's edition, I would have just like forked out the $150,
Yeah.
$200 or something
Well,
like
see,
that,
the
and like
problem
gotten the
was-
like
See, the Choose
gold-plated Rouse Tower on a mount that just like sat on my desk. That would have been cool.
that would
And
have
that
been
would
cool.
have been 24 karat because Carbine cares.
Damn it.
CC.
All right, so speaking of Carbine Cares, they actually released a video today of them going to a community member's house, and her son's in the Marines going overseas here in a couple weeks, I think she said. And they showed up and gave her like a plushie, a bunch of T-shirts, and a brand new Alienware computer, and her whole family gets a year's worth of WildStar game time. And like I don't want to sound like a complete girl here, but I was crying like a baby because one, it was
We all were.
Yeah, I mean, like one, it was because of the whole military thing, and it was just really cool to see Carbine, actively engage in I guess just a very humble act of, hey, we're a big development company, but we're still going to go to the little man and just say, hey, thank you for your service. Here's everything that we can do for them. So I thought that was really, really, really well done. And it just made me even more proud to be a community member of WildStar. And I was just like, this is awesome. Because Blizzard has done this in the past, and like a lot of companies don't really publicly do this anymore. And I wish more would. Gaming a really, really good name, and it kind of shows the more human side of things. It's not like, oh, there's just a bunch of nerds that live in their mom's basement. But yes,
Where is Carbine Studios located?
California. I think it's Orange County or
They
something.
flew to Indianapolis from California?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they expensed it
That's
as
three-fourths of the
it as a
country.
business trip.
Yeah. That's 3/4 of the country.
Well, that's a state over for me. So they could have said hi. I mean, jeez.
Yeah, seriously, where's Baz call? It's like he's military, he's got a kid.
Deliver the swag in
Baz,
person.
you
Deliver
need-
the swag in person.
Yeah, all you need to do, Baz, was put your kid in military camp this year.
He's 8 months old. He's not gonna go
Hey,
to the
put it on the
military.
ground, bro. Yeah, pull up those bootstraps eventually, or whatever.
Wow, this is turning into a great show so far. This is just great. All right, so yeah, it was really neat to see them do that. So props to Carbine and Tony for really kind of spearheading that and just kind of bringing it out to the public. So yay. Okay, so moving on. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it is @ChallengeFailed. our website is going to be Challenge Accepted. Gosh, all these pickups today. ChallengeAccepted.com. No E's in accepted because we're cool like that. And if you want to be part of our Exile PvP guild, we're going to be on a PvP server. The guild is going to be Challenge Accepted, of course, and we are going to be a endgame progression rating guild as well as a competitive PvP guild. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We have a good core group of about, I want to say 25 players now. Gary, was that last count?
Yeah, about 25 people
25.
so far.
Sweet.
I mean, like, I've got a few people that haven't, like, they're not really that social that live where I live, and they're going to join the guild again. So, like, I'm sure we're going to show our numbers up for around 30 at launch. If you have friends, you want to bring anybody in, like, yeah, totally. I mean, flood the whole guild with everybody you want to play with. The whole point.
Flood the guild. Flood the guild.
Play with friends. We're not like. I mean, we're going to be doing all the progression. We're going to be doing all that stuff. But Baz and I have been talking about it for a while, and I mean, and Striggs as well. And we're trying to organize the progression so that it can cater to a pseudo casual atmosphere.
Because we all have families and
lives.
jobs.
I mean, Baz has got a kid. I've got a cat, and they're almost the same thing.
No.
They both have litter boxes.
Wait, Baz has 2 cats, so he has 3 kids.
Yeah,
He's got
dude.
3 kids.
I have 3 kids and a wife. So, I think I win the whole pseudo-casual thing.
Wait, Nyremus? How? This is not acceptable.
Nyremus. Nyremus.
There's something in chat I need to be looking at.
No. In
there's
chat,
somebody in a chat that
there
actually
is
has,
Nyremus in chat, which is Tyremus's evil twin sister. So, but yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, guys. So that's going to be us on launch. Unfortunately, the servers won't be launched or explained or told about in between 72 and 24 hours. So. Oh, that's going to be a nightmare. But I think a lot of the top-end guilds are going to be on Pergo. I always want to call it Prego, but that's just me. And I don't know why, because my dyslexia is like, hey, it's Prego.
It's because he's got a 5-month-old, right? Like, this is why.
That's probably why. He's 8 months old, but, you know, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. But
I think the last time you told me was a few months ago.
yeah, that's true. But
but Guild, you guys should join. It'll be fun.
And Jazzy, there is going to be many PvP servers. I know that Carbine is slowly working on what servers they're trying to actually launch. So it'll be interesting to see how they can kind of do that in terms of like server progression, as Tyremus's cat is attacking a butterfly in the distance. Anyway, so that's all our social media jazz and shameless pluggies. Let's get to our topic, shall we? So, end of beta, open beta, which was really, really sad, but it was kind of interesting because I was like, oh my gosh, I actually can do other stuff now. Like, I can play other video games. I can, like, go outside. Never mind, I don't go outside. I can play more video games and play more video games. I don't have a
There's
life.
skin cancer out there. That's pollution.
Did you just say evolution?
I said pollution.
Oh, pollution. I was like, that's a
But there's
theory.
that
That's not like a thing
like
outside. Gravity. Yeah. There's gravity outside. Watch out. Oh my gosh, that's different. All right, so, Shriggs, what was your impression of the overall ending of beta, and how did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it by rallying all of the troops on Nexus to fight against the world bosses that they spawned, and then was sorely disappointed when we didn't get fat loots.
Oh, no fat
we
loots?
killed Avitus for God's sakes. Come on!
Wait, you did?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I guess...
I had to.
It was
I
the
had to go
dumbed
to
down
sleep. I
war
was falling
plot
asleep.
version of him, but
oh,
still.
okay.
I was falling asleep, but I left just after we downed X89 with some other guy, and
We also killed the vending machine.
I don't know. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the vending machine was awesome.
Yeah, the vending machine. Yeah.
That was the best part, honestly.
I was able to stay online for a couple minutes once the event started, but then my son woke up and I had to go be a dad. So that was a little disappointing. I missed a lot of the fun stuff, But
well, some of the servers got some really interesting stuff too.
Yeah.
Like some of the other servers got like a giant lop that ran around and like beat on people.
Yeah.
Didn't get a jam up.
yeah,
Oh,
it was an interesting time. Like reading all the screenshots was a lot of fun. But
It's like-
Shriggs, did you see anything like super unusual during the event? Like did they spawn anything like really really weird, or was it just like a lot of bosses?
Well, they actually did respawn the old talent generator dude that you would buy your skills from.
That's amazing.
With the giant boxing gloves, like, yeah, what about say me? And he fought Avitus for a little bit,
Nice.
and that was hilarious.
What?
But it was mostly just spawning random bosses from their raids that no one had ever seen before.
That's cool. And you got a ton of screenshots for us, and unfortunately, I didn't have time to compile them all
Yeah,
into.
I'm actually doing it right now, and I'm gonna put them into an Imgur album, and I'll
Okay.
link that in the chat as soon as that's done.
Oh,
appreciate
yeah.
that.
I guess I could do that with mine.
I actually emailed you and asked you to do that.
Way to raise the bar. Way to raise the bar from 0 to
1.
somewhere.
0.5.
To point
Here, guys, I
five.
put all these screenshots in this stupid file that just by dragging and dropping them. I hope you enjoy it. I put like 5 seconds into it.
Yeah, the whole event just looked really fun. Tyramus, I know that you weren't feeling very well, so you had to go to bed. But from what you experienced, how did your end of beta event fare?
It was cool. I mean, like, I was one of the lucky ones with 9 frames a second. So, like,
Oh, look at Mr. Fancy Pants over here.
I could cast spells every now and then. And you click it, and then like wait 5 minutes, and then it would go off. But yeah, server Nexus was having some issues, so I popped over onto Pergo and I ran some of the Alliance stuff. Like a couple photos of that as well.
Did you say some of the Alliance stuff?
Or yeah, I did say Alliance. Exiles,
Wrong game.
Dominion, Horde.
Jeez.
Oh, Exiles are clearly the Horde.
Exile,
They're like
you're right.
the
Clearly
misfits.
the Horde.
Yeah, no, it actually makes sense because the Horde in World of Warcraft are good guys now. Sort of.
What?
Kind.
No.
Well, the Mortars are kind of creepy.
I think my problem is that they used blue and red. Like, if they had chosen like other colors to denote the factions, I probably wouldn't get it confused.
Mhm.
But every time I think of blue,
Well, maybe it should be blue because they're like the Legion and the stalwart dudes, defenders of peace, and blah blah blah, with the inner corruption and BS. And then the Exiles are the ragtag group of everything from every corner of the world just thrown together.
Okay. I'm completely lost. What are we talking about? Gary
I have no idea. I'm lost too.
Tyron
I
was-
was reading the chat.
This is
He was
Tyranus.
talking about evil and
Tyramus, you're like, yeah, if they didn't use red and blue, I'd be totally less confused. And I'm like, what? I'm like,
yeah,
what?
because that's the Horde and Alliance denoted colors are always like heavily
Honestly.
blue, heavily red,
Oh,
or heavily
okay.
red.
I
And
was
they
like, what are
use
you
the same
talking
in the
about?
Dominion and the same in the Dominion and the Exiles. They went heavily blue tones and heavily red tones. That's why you get the golds and the yellows and that kind of like red atmosphere on the Dominion side, and you get the greens and you get the browns and the blues on the Exile side. So when you look at the two, they have complementary hues. They specifically innately denote good and evil to people when they look at those colors.
Well, yeah,
So that's
because-
why.
Personally,
But I mean, had they used a prominent color like orange on the Dominion, and I don't know,
Seafoam.
Seafoam on the no, Seafoam is bad because of the hue of blue. But if they use something else like
It's like the worst
uh,
color. Seafoam. That's
I don't
like
even know. I don't even know.
It's a wonderful color.
Populous
and I use it
pink.
for everything.
no. Seafoam does not work for everything. It's a terrible color. Like. All right, so now that we've been officially derailed, about 10 minutes into the show, this is awesome.
like every show.
Yeah, it happens all the time. But all right, so
So powerful force.
yeah, might as well. Yeah, so the end of beta was a lot of fun. I mean, apparently I missed out on codes to get all the mounts in game.
Oh yeah, so there's a code there was a code they were releasing in chat that was like underscore blah blah blah. It's like a bunch of things that you type in your chat, and it would say, and it said change me to level 50, and people were putting it in there, and what it would do is open a browser in the background on your computer and rickroll you.
Well, no, yeah, that was like the cheat code that people would use to try to get to level 50 when they look through the files. And this was happening during the beta, and people would get rickrolled because Carbon were smarter than that. It's like, oh, you want to hack the game? Yeah, have fun with this.
So did it open up the rickroll video in another browser, or did it like play the song
in a browser window behind the game? So
That's amazing.
Yeah, I laughed. Yeah, it happened to Bog Otter. You can watch him do it on his stream where he's like, end of beta event, halfway through he gets rickrolled, and you just laugh.
That's amazing. I love Carbine. That's just...
Be right back, guys.
All right, no worries. It looks like we're still dropping a couple bit of frames, guys, so I do apologize for that. But, again, Twitch is having some technical issues on their servers. So, but that's okay. Tyramus, what have you been doing now that beta is no longer available?
Working on our website.
That's a good answer. I meant gaming-wise, actually.
Oh, last night I did episode 2 because honestly I thought they were gonna like make me buy each section of the. See, I didn't buy
episode 2 of what?
Yeah, I'm getting to it. I'm gonna drag this story out, so the point's just gonna be off in the distance.
All right, sounds good.
So I went on. I never bought the Walking Dead game, but I did get A Wolf Among Us, but I got it a long time ago, and I did the episode 1, and then I just expected that I was supposed to buy each one, right? And then a second one came out, and I was like, awesome! Don't have any money. And then I was like looking the other day, and I was like, oh, you just get it for free. Well, or like included with the original purchase of the game. So I was like, dope. So I spent all last night finishing episode 2 of The Wolf Among Us. So
nice.
If I wasn't going
How was it? I watched TB's WTF video, and I was like, wow, this game looks horrible.
It's awesome. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
if you like original point-and-click style like adventure games. If you don't like that kind of style of game, then don't play them.
Oh yeah, but,
I also plunked through a Book of Unwritten Tales a while ago, and I mean like that game is phenomenal.
Oh, cool, very nice.
All right, loved it.
Okay.
So I don't know.
What have you been? What have you been playing since WildStar has collapsed on itself?
I have been playing lots and lots of Hex, the MMOTCG.
Yeah, you got me to close beta of that, and I hate you.
Yeah, I know.
So
now
deliciously
Faz is another
fun.
thing that's sucking up his life.
Yeah, I'm just like, no.
It's really fun. It's really well made. It's really fun.
Yeah, I
love
think...
the characters in the game.
Yeah, Hex is a lot of fun. I've honestly been doing a lot of house projects since beta's been gone, which is weird because, yeah. But anyway, all right. So, Head Start is very, very soon upon us. Shriggs, what do you think needs to be done as far as the client side goes, the game side goes? Just anything in your opinion. What does Carbine need to hammer down in order for the game to be pretty much set for launch?
Specifically, they need to release this massive wall of patch notes denoting literally hundreds of different bug fixes that they have actually completed, and they'll be good.
I would not want to be the poor soul to write that. I would.
Someone had to.
Yeah, someone did have to. I don't think that. No. Is that it? Is that like the only thing that you really?
Honestly, the game seemed perfectly fine to me, and like really the one bugbear I have with that game is in the auction house and how you put in money. Is like.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Still annoys me. I hope they changed it. If not, whatever.
Yeah. Trish is like, it's annoying, but whatever. I'll deal with it, I guess.
I still love the game. Fine.
Yeah. Tyramus, what about you?
What do I think they need to change?
No. No. You really are not paying attention today, are you?
Well, I'm actively on our Twitter, so like somebody's got to do it.
The question is what do you think needs to happen before the game is ready for launch?
Oh, well, yeah, that was close enough. I would have answered that question.
Sure.
I may have phrased it wrong, but I would have answered your question.
Fair enough.
What do they need to fix before the launch? I would say that performance wise, they really need to shore up 1 to 35. Like anything from level 1 to 35 that's like a zone that it's going to be extremely high density, because it's going to be the large amount of casuals that are going to get into the game that are going to stick around in those zones for a long time. And I mean, once a lot of the hardcore people that are going to get past that, they're not going to experience the same kind of heavy server lag, because they're going to get into higher zones and they're going to be a lot more alone in that sense. And I don't think this game, like, the content is it's fairly even paced. It's about 100 hours or whatever of gameplay to get to level 50, to like do all the things and craft and do all the stuff that you really want to do with one character. So if you're getting through all that content and doing the dungeons and the things like that on a rather casual atmosphere or like lifestyle, or I don't know, whatever, choose a word, then you're probably gonna spend that first month in that 1 to 35 area.
Right.
And if the performance is, if you can get a mediocre system to be running like between 40 and 60 frames a second on average, then people are gonna be laughing. It'll be great. It'll work really well. But if they're having any performance issues with like the UI or things like that in that first beginning zone, it's gonna really frustrate people who are buying the game that don't necessarily have the money to upgrade or don't necessarily have a high-end system. Like, I have a really high-end system. That's the reason why I get like 90 frames a second. But
rub it in, super high class.
But like I know trying to throw a computer together out of like spare parts that your girlfriend can play, or like things like that, you need computers to be running at that peak performance for medium settings. Right. And if they can do that, then yeah, it'll be go. And it could be already there. I looked at a lot of the optimization stuff in the patch notes and a lot of the UI changes, and they've done some massive UI changes and fixed a lot of things that have.
I remember before the patch, there was a big thing going around where if you deleted old UI files, it would boost your frame rate, because they were just old ones that were there from the previous version of the game that were bogging things down. And when you deleted them, you got like a noticeable 10 FPS boost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny. When that thread was actually posted to Reddit, Bitwise was like, "Huh, that's really interesting. We'll look into that." So it's really fun to see the community like actively helping make the game improve and make the game better. Because Carbane can't catch everything. I mean, that's literally impossible. So it's just that's all right. Now, as far as Gary, you mentioned the leveling process between 1 to 35. Do you think that it's more important to fix level 1 through 15 more than it is to fix 1 through 30? Because a lot of people have been complaining that 1 through 15, or just like 1 through 9, has been like really, really like just super old school kind of monotonous tediousness. Because I mean, like, even Towley was like, "Yeah, I almost quit at level 9, and I'm really glad I didn't, because this game's fantastic."
This is funny.
Yeah.
So Lycum, who was in chat like a while ago, is like, if you scroll up here in chat, he's disappeared to go play Smite. He messaged me on Facebook a second ago, and he was just like, "Yeah, I hated the tutorial. I couldn't even get past level 3." I'm like, I pre-ordered the game, but I hate the tutorial. I was like, okay. I'm like, I mean, the game, and it sucks to really say, like, the game really does take off after like level 15, because the complexity curve is kind of,
that's when you get the first.
It's kind of like,
yeah.
And all of a sudden the telegraphs start to look different, and you're like, wait a second, that's not just a cone.
That's a cone within a star, within a square brick, within a holy crap, I'm dead.
I think the first time I saw a telegraph where I was like, what the hell is this, was I was just in an ice area in Whiterun, and there's these giant medic guys.
Yes.
And they fought these big medic, like resonators, and they cast them, and they make squares all over the ground everywhere, and then they box it all in. And then I'm like, and I went to dodge, and it's too big to dodge all the way out. And I was like, what? This isn't. So I have to run between them?
Yeah. The first big one I encountered was actually in Daradoon, believe it or not. And it's, you know, the Moody's in one of the first areas you go to? They have this big AoE spell, and the telegraph is a freaking pretzel. It's
Yes! Yes, that confused the living crap out of me. I was like,
like, where do I die?
Yeah, I was like, do I stand in the middle? And then it gets worse, because then like higher level mobs have that plus something that like after you dodge it expands out, and you're like, wait, no, that's not what's supposed to happen.
Because not only is it hard to dodge, it roots you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's. Oh my gosh, like the.
You know what? They just need to put all of that in the tutorial zone so people can go, oh, okay, stuff got real just a second ago.
You see, I think that the reason that it's so slow is because the game gets so complicated so quickly that they really need a slow line of progression and teaching kind of area to say, this is what a telegraph is going to be. Because, like, the first mob in there is, like, just like 1, 2, 3,
yeah. Well,
4,
you know how you're
5.
going through the exile
and then the
zone?
telegraph goes off.
Yeah.
So
You know how you're going through the exile starting zone and you get to the end and you have to fight the big warbot? They should make him have one of the crazy telegraphs that you would see later in the game to say, not only will you be dealing with squares, circles, and cones, but here comes this.
But I mean, like back to your original question is like, what do they need to do
Tricks?
for that first like
I don't
1
know.
to 10?
Wildstar, match that.
I would imagine that some of it is coming in right now. They did a really good job of adding the extra content to the beginning of the intro videos. And I'm really hoping that maybe they've added in a little bit more cutscenes or maybe a little bit more splash to that first few levels, because that's something that's really missing in the interface. When you get the interface, and its skill curve is a lot steeper than the actual game skill curve, and it starts throwing quests at you and challenges and all these things, and you need to kind of just sort through and be like, well, what do I want to do? And there's a lot of information overload that happens, and I mean, it's by the nature of the game. They've kind of overloaded the whole game that way, and I think if they do a better job of just delivering that first core world story plot to the consumer, that's going to keep them interested in being like, hey, I want to know what happened. And then once they get to that level 15 and they're like, oh, well, I can go do an adventure. What the hell's this?
Yes.
And then they go do it. And then it's just, that changes. I mean, the first adventure is awesome. It's totally, like, that's
is
the
that
perfect
the
place to
MOBA
put
one?
that. No, the
that's
MOBA one's
the
25.
Break out the jail one.
The Break Out of the Jail one is the first adventure.
And for the exiles, no wait, yeah.
Yeah, or the Dominion one is the drop, and the other one is that Break Out of Jail.
Tara actually in chat brings up a really good point. He says the ones that don't like the game are the ones that think they don't need to work for rewards and such. They want the mobs to just fall over, drop over dead when they walk up, and that is extremely true because, you know, we have this generation of gamers that's just like handed everything, and then we have Go ahead, Shrieks. Go ahead.
Like, these are the people who would play the first Dark Souls and then stop at Twin Gargoyles because they can't beat it, and then say it's a crappy game.
Or
you met half of those requirements, Baz.
I'm gonna put my hand up because I'm that guy.
Okay.
I've always been like time versus difficulty. I'd rather play a game on normal or easy to get the story and enjoy the game than I would to sit in front of something like Dark Souls and spend 50 hours trying to beat a single boss because because of the notoriety of it.
Well,
but I mean, like that to me, that's a waste of time. So there is a balance between that, and I think WildStar does a fairly good job of balancing that. There were times in WildStar, like there was one time when you guys spent an entire day trying to tell me that I needed to learn my class, even though it was so broken.
But you still actually need to learn your class because it wasn't broken. You were just bad. But that's
yeah, just
what,
bad.
when he was playing the
nerfed-
spell slinger
they
and he
nerfed
couldn't
the
get.
spell slinger hardcore. They fixed it now.
Oh, man.
It's okay, Gary. You're just a special person.
Well, why wasn't I doing so bad with the spell slinger? Why
You
could I kill?
leveled past that point.
No.
No, I was at 22.
Yeah, he was
and I
at 22.
19.
So that's like a 2-level
Close
difference.
enough.
That's
Yeah,
not going to make
and
much
I
of
had,
a
like,
difference.
No quest, and it was like I couldn't get past this area by myself. Like I could have done it in a group, but it was like it was
well,
really.
I mean, it's. Well,
Granted, I did
Mhm.
power level him with the honeybee boss that one time when you could just farm a dude for 20 minutes to get 5 levels.
That was amazing. You got so much loot and XP from that, and Carbine's like, yeah, we're gonna fix that. That's our
And
bad.
then I was like, no.
Yeah. Let's see. We killed Metal Mall like 12 times, and you killed the bee like 27 times. You just
I
like
honestly love
sat
doing
there.
that.
It was
I
hilarious.
like killing those bosses over and over again. It was fun.
Now, do the Exiles have any small, lower level world
Yeah,
bosses?
like every zone has some kind of world boss you can do.
I didn't see any of the Exile ones, but that's because I kind of rushed through everything.
I think they actually took most of them out
Really?
for a bit. Yeah, or they increased the spawn timer so you didn't get to do it so frequently.
Interesting. Because Metal Mall was very interesting, and the Honeybee boss was hard as hell. Like, damn.
No, I totally don't want a game that hands everything to you either. I
No.
mean, like, but I mean, there needs to be a little bit of a balance for things, or like an avenue for assistance, or an avenue for a solution. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they do a good job with the puzzles. I mean, if you screw them up too many times, it just lets you have it.
Yeah. Like
Although I gotta
Simon
admit,
Says.
I screwed up
Bring it on,
a Simon Says one a whole bunch of times, like the really really long one, or one of the really really long ones, and then at the end of it, I was like, I went to go do it again, and I was all like, I'm gonna get it this time, and it just like let me use the console, and I was like, oh,
I guess I'm just
suck
gonna be
bad.
bad forever.
Yeah, they well, there's an
We'll have to let
add-on.
that failure.
There's an add-on for that now, where
Yeah,
the
it solves the puzzle for you.
yeah, which I'm like, awesome. I don't have to memorize anything. This is perfect for me being lazy. Yes. And that's actually a before we segue into our next segment, Shrigs or Retirements, you guys have anything else you guys want to add about the beta in itself, and what maybe needs to change a little bit, what could be added, or what could be possibly taken away?
Well, for one thing, they need to put the Chua on the Exiles and then put the bunny people over on Dominion.
No, not the bunny people.
Just the bunny people. I want the Chua on our side.
Sexy bunny people. No.
I know. I'm totally thinking like glam rocker, totally like rainbow hair. Lauren, it'll be awesome.
Somehow I like you. That just doesn't surprise me at all. Like that just screams Tyremus right there.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, like rainbow hair. I showed Christina. I'm like, hey, look, there's rainbow hair on these guys. She's like, the males get rainbow hair, and I'm like, yeah, you guys don't get it though.
Really?
Yeah, the male Arns have way better hair colors. They got like rainbow and like multicolored hues, and they're like two hues, and they blend into each other. It's great.
Now, next Wednesday in chat asked, have they talked about how convoluted and difficult rune crafting is?
Well, I haven't even tried it. I tried it like way early in closed beta, and then I was like, this isn't working the way I want it to, and then I just gave up.
Rune
Since
crafting,
then, I have not rune crafted.
Rune crafting is very, very interesting. We're actually going to be having Onrez from WildstarFans.net on next week to talk about crafting, since he's like the crafting master, and that's all he's done in beta. It's just craft, just a ton. So he's going to be on the show next week, and next Wednesday.
Real quick.
Yes.
In chat, there's the male horn. Ah, crap. Here, I'll just post it in our chat. Boop.
Anyway,
Here.
so next Wednesday, I'll ask Onrez that question for you next week, which the show's on Thursday. Next Wednesday is the chat member, the chat party person's name. Does the male Arn hair look like this? Yeah, actually, that's yeah. That is definitely very, very correct. But like me personally, I didn't think that the rune crafting was that bad. I'm not sure if anyone else agrees with. Like Tyremus, you didn't really do anything.
Well,
With
I mean, like, I didn't like the way it was before, but they've dramatically changed it since then. So, like, Christina's been doing a bit of it. So, like, my partner, and she's been doing some crafting with it, and I've seen the menu.
Mm-hmm.
It looks interesting. I mean, it looks like a menu. It matches the UI.
Oy vey. All right, so Shriggs, anything to add?
This is what I get for not reading the show notes till today.
Gosh dang it! I hate you guys.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna fix the show notes right now.
No, don't you dare add something about my sexuality, because
Banter.
there we go. Banter. All right, cool. That sounds great. All right, so moving right along. Speaking of add-ons, the live stream show, which was the Nexus Report this past Tuesday, talked about a lot of add-ons and just how everything is made and how they've made it completely open to the public. Like literally, they've made it the exact same code that Carbine uses to code their UI and everything else in there. And like the one thing that really stuck out to me was they don't have a script where it's, you know, castability. It's if this key is pressed, then castability, which cuts down on like botting and hackers, which I thought was really, really kind of smart. Obviously, I think a lot of probably MMOs do this now because they've kind of figured it out. But it's just interesting that they would say that up front as kind of like a big middle finger to like gold farmers and like hackers. Speaking of gold farmers, kind of. Did you guys see that our very first gold farmer that was on Twitter a couple days ago?
Man, I'm starting to realize why you make 30-minute videos on YouTube.
Are you saying that I like completely changed?
Jump? Oh yeah. Oh look. Thanks, robots. I'm sorry, I was a little late on that. But there you go.
Wait, what's this?
Patch notes.
Yeah, but like, which patch notes? The ones that were just released?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confused.
You can't read and talk at the same time. It's okay, guys.
We're talking about news now.
We are all helping you out.
All right, I appreciate that.
Keep talking about your gold farmers. Let's go.
All right, so there was a Twitter account. Like all of a sudden, it was like so and so has favorited like 67 of my tweets, and I'm like, what the hell? In like a matter of like half a second, and so my phone was just like the whole like for like a minute and a half, and I was like, what is going on? So
they started following me, and I followed them back because I was like, oh, they post WildStar stuff, and then I didn't even read anything. I was just like, oh, sure, I'll follow them. We'll find out what they do. And then you were like, they sell gold.
And you're like, oh, crap. Yeah.
Good going, Gary. Oops.
What?
Right?
Good going, Terry. You're helping gold farmers trend on Twitter.
Yeah. You know, so apparently the chat wants to talk about the patch notes. So let's actually go with what the chat wants, because that's
let's talk about the patch notes.
Yeah.
What about the patch notes would you like to talk about?
Hey, Tyremus, have you read the patch notes?
Yeah, actually, I read them all today.
Wow. Everyone, round of applause for Tyremus. He came a little bit prepared for today's show. Congratulations. All right.
I'm prepared for WildStar.
Damn it. All right. So, while I get myself some more H2O, Tyremus, why don't you point out some really cool stuff like the barbershop about the patch notes real quick?
Okay, like I highlighted a bunch of things to these guys earlier today. Let me just pull up my notes. Now that I can't see the stream because my notes are covering it. Ugh! Same thing. You know what? I'm barbershop. Don't care. It's okay, I guess. So let's see here. Patch notes. Various creatures throughout the game world now have access to new spells. That's going to be kind of interesting because it means our leveling experience is going to have some extra stuff. They've totally moved the UI, which is a good point. Gadgets and potions are now usable while casting, so you can cast and then pop a potion in the middle of it, and it doesn't interrupt your cast, which is huge when you're doing PvP. I mean, I guess when you're not doing PvP too, but I mean, you can die in PvE and not tell anyone, and nobody will know. But...
Yep.
some spells will no longer damage the wrong area or have their telegraphs in the wrong spot. Woo!
Yes, did you hear that?
Something.
Stalker
Now,
attacks
now I
will
thought that was pretty funny. Apparently, pets were healing their owners. Were healing their owners should no longer put the owners into a PvP combat state. So apparently, engineers were putting themselves into PvP flagged, even though by just using the healing bot.
That's like the
Good,
biggest
I
troll.
want to be in PvP flag
Um,
all the time.
Intimidates and taunts are no longer able to be defended against, which is interesting. I thought that was kind of neat. The Warriors finally got the buff threat gen that they needed because their threat was just super low.
Engineers are still superior. Good.
So they will finally be tanks. The costume part of the notes, I did read it. I don't remember it. I'm going to have to find it.
Did they change it back to the way it was? Please, God.
They might have.
They fixed an issue that caused certain vendors to sell out of basic items. Basic items such as bags, food, potions.
Oh yeah,
White quality no stats items should never be sold out of basic vendor. I was like interesting. I'm like, I don't understand why they even bother selling those things at all.
Yeah, it was a. I don't know, to get us to waste money on things so we play longer to get them out. I don't know.
It's like a noob trap. Like.
Yeah, well, I knew traps are funny, and obviously the devs like the troll players. So
the need versus greed master looter roles should now occasionally fail to complete. The servers, they were having issues with the servers if they were up for too long. The need for greed when you were in a party would fail.
Yeah, we experienced
neither
that.
one would work, and then it would you'd have to wait for the loot. Apparently, that's fixed.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal.
That happened to all of us. Yeah.
Yeah, the zone map has been giving a cleaner flyout system, so I really want to see that.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. You can scroll left to right now.
Oh,
I was like, whoa, my mind is amazingly blown.
Inventory bag can now be sorted by item quality, item name, and item category, which is awesome.
Which is just fantastic.
And the daily quest board at the housing plot has given the ability to speak. Creepy.
What?
Yeah, your board at the house speaks to you. Now.
The house will speak to me.
No, your quest board.
Oh, so it's like the transmat system now.
Yeah.
Cool.
I wonder if it's a jerk, like the taxi.
Oh, you want a buff? You must not be good enough. It rhymes.
The highlight stuff that I found today. Let me just costume.
Anyway, so Shrigs, what was some of the stuff in the patch notes that kind of caught your eye?
I mainly looked at buffs and nerfs to the classes.
All right.
And I think the medic got buffed.
They got a lot of bug fixes.
Fixed, and the fix buffs them by default because they were having issues with overlapping damage. So if their annihilation was down on the ground, and you used certain other spells on top of it,
like
the other spells wouldn't do any damage. Only the annihilation.
It wasn't just
damage.
bug fixes. It was increases the actual stats and abilities.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed with that. Medics need a pretty big nerf in my opinion, but that's just me.
Well, maybe you just need to learn to play your class better. And
maybe you need to shut up and sit down.
Maybe you need to stop being immortal.
Why are you always playing with a sharp object on the stream? You're playing with an X-Acto knife.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Shrieks is like,
No, they didn't get any number buffs at all. They got a reduction in their support and assault power from tier 4 bonuses and.
Well, maybe that's why you can.
But there was stacking issues with power charge, and there's stacking issues with.
So now they won't stack as much.
Well,
Possibly.
no. The problem was that you cast certain spells in a certain order, some of the spells just wouldn't do damage, and it was like the optimal order to cast it. Now it works.
I don't care about your damage. I care about you getting healing nerfed.
Oh yeah, it looks like the healing is good.
Well, the spell slingers was healing was nerfed a little bit. Esper changes got some nerfs and buffs, but I think they were definitely in the right places. Warriors definitely got a huge buff, which was a lot of people were like, "Oh, that wasn't needed," but I was like, it kind of was because they were pretty lackluster in PvP, and they definitely needed a damage increase that way. Strings, you're freaking everybody out in chat.
I am?
Yeah. You probably should stop chewing on the X-Acto knife razor blade. Anyway, he's an artist. He's allowed to do it. He's just special.
Yeah.
Damn it!
I'll just keep it next to my eye now.
You're a terrible person.
Yeah.
Triggs, you're creeping me out now. It's like, no.
Bad Triggs.
Turning the camera off.
Did I have 2 now?
No. No, Triggs.
Oy vey. All right, so
I have a little taste of them.
oh, that's nice.
Really? So costumes is higher than level 10, as I recall. It used to be that the costumes you get at level 6, but you can't do anything with them until you get to this main city. That was the problem with the issue. You got to they moved it so that you had to go to a vendor, and that vendor allowed you to interact with the things. So you would get costumes at level 6, and then you have them in your bag, and you wouldn't know what they are, and then so like they've pretty much said this whole system is a work in progress, and we're going to deal with it as soon as possible.
Well,
and I don't expect it to be a launch
we
thing.
can do costuming wherever
I
we
also
want.
don't really think it's a big deal for launch thing, because costuming and that whole part of the game tends to not be something that people get into until after they've kind of like gotten bored with the main focus of the game, which is leveling.
Trust me when I say you're completely wrong with that.
I don't know.
No, I need my character to be a specific wardrobe outfit.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna look like a highwayman.
I want to be a policeman.
Oh man.
What, you not gonna look like a highwayman too? We all got those costumes.
I really don't care about what my character looks like as long as I can just pwn people. Whatever.
You gotta look good doing it, though.
Yeah, but I think honestly, it's leveling gear, like costumes. Like personally, I like the different changes every time I get a new piece of armor. I like looking what it says. Like there's a couple costumes that I've found where the belt says 1337, and I once I find that's going to be my belt pretty much for the entirety of the game, because that's just going to be awesome.
Didn't you see my gigantic Jordy goggles?
Yeah, those were awesome.
Yeah, I need
Those
to have
were
that
awesome.
all the time.
Yeah, I think that it's... Yeah, the costumes are a nice touch, but they're not like, oh, whoa, cool. But Stalkers were definitely nerfed a little bit. But, like, as a Stalker player myself, my initial reaction was like, oh, that's BS, blah, blah, blah. But then I went on to reading the rest of the classes and delving a little bit more deep into the nerfs that Stalker specifically got. And it's actually pretty justified. They made certain abilities a lot more viable. I think that a Stalker can run more of a dot damage build now a little bit more effectively with technology damage. Of course, we're not going to really be able to test a lot of this until launch, because Ops Week is really just there for testing, like the server stress and everything. So, man, people freak out. It is just hilarious. The Spellslinger innate was changed a little bit, and there's like a 20-page thread or something stupid about, I can't believe this happened. Like, this changes the entire class, and it's like, have you even tried it? Have you even played anything yet? I mean, like just calm down. Like, let's not. Rusty, I'm glad you're back, dude. I hope everything went okay at your doctor's. So we were a little worried there for you, but yeah, it's just, man, people need to stop freaking out. But like a lot of the patch notes were just like a lot of bug fixes. There was a lot of bug fixes. Tyremus, anything else that stood out to you in the patch?
No, that was pretty much it. I kind of like posted it all in the chat earlier when I was looking at it. I skipped over some sections though. I skipped over the Warplock section, some of the PvP stuff. Yeah. Like, I skipped over the zones because most of it was like, this mob doesn't do this crap anymore. Yeah. And like, it
was like,
I don't know what that mob did to start with. So
now the most important was, where was it? Something about the banana spell now properly shows the spell trigger.
Yes, I did read that actually.
Banana throw will now display a proper telegraph when cast. The most single important change of WildStar to
deal
date.
with those howlers properly.
You know what? Those things are fucking annoying. Like, because they see you in stealth too. So like like when I was first starting to level, I went stealth and came back and I was dead. I was like, what the hell? And so I was like, res here, and all of a sudden, like 6 telegraphs came on me. All these monkeys were throwing bananas at me. I was like, oh, okay, that's new.
Hi, K-Win.
Hi, K-Win again, once again. It's
Woo!
just, yeah, it's, oh my gosh. Hi. But, you know, one thing that's really helped me kind of deal with the nerfs is ws-base.com, which, kind of a shameless plug here, we did an interview with the creator of Mr. Let me get his name right. Pedro, I believe that's how you say it,
Yes.
of ws-base.com, and it was really neat to kind of get his insight as to developing a talent calculator website, because I've always wondered, like, how difficult is that to do? And it's literally just been him doing it the entire time. He's had no help from anybody. It's just been him. Like, that's insane. Like, that's crazy. And apparently, Tyramus is not playing WildStar. He just wanted to inform me that he's so not playing WildStar right now, which obviously he's probably playing WildStar. That's okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I feel like you can't read and talk at the same time.
I feel that you're kind of a douchebag.
Oh,
He clearly said he's not playing WildStar right now.
Yeah,
clearly.
He's
Why?
not playing it.
vote
Why
for
would I
Pedro. That's
read?
right. And I'm clearly not wearing pants.
I'm glad. Me either.
Okay. Just don't stand up, please. I don't want to see your polka dot heart boxers. That's just or anyway. Let's not go there. Let's just stop
Because I
it.
wear boxers.
Yeah. It was. I should not have opened that window. That was a dumb idea. But anyway, Shriggs, anything else in the patch notes that stood out to you?
No, I think we covered most of the big stuff.
All right.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I covered a bunch of random weird things, but that's
Yeah, I'm
what
just
I
happy
like
we
about
got it.
patch notes.
It's like, it was huge, and it shows all the hard work the Carbine's been doing.
Mm-hmm. The I was kind of happy to see that there wasn't a lot of fixes of, hey, this mob will no longer randomly target you and instantly kill you like it's not supposed to. so those bugs have been kind of nipped in the bud finally. You can't use a lot of your pathing abilities now in PvP areas like arenas, war plots, or battlegrounds, which was a fix in the last patch, but apparently didn't work, and so they refixed it. So that's always good to refix a refix, which is a lot of fun. I think that's everything, guys, because
Yeah.
there really wasn't a lot to cover this week.
Well, I mean, we had the end of beta.
Yeah,
and
kind of had the
then-
end of beta, just kind of.
And
Yeah.
I'll repost the link in the chat.
Yeah, if you can't get enough of us, we write articles, and we have a website. You can always go there and learn more. Some of the writers aren't actually on the show, but they're fun to listen to and read and whatnot.
Listen to.
Everyone in
I
our
don't
Skype
know.
group is a cool person.
So get one of those text-to-speech things, and you can listen to it.
Yeah.
Don't be weird, Baz.
You're weird.
Don't be weird.
You're weird. I'm
you're-
telling, dude, you're weird.
You're weird.
Oh, that's fair. Whatever. But all right, guys, let's wrap it up here. So please follow us on Twitter at Challenge Failed. Our website, of course, is challengeaccepted.com. No E's in accepted, and we do this show every Thursday, same
Yeah.
time, and all that fun
You
stuff.
can follow the rest of us on Twitter as well.
Yep.
Is
Our
it time for my bit?
predictable
Yes.
names.
It is time for your bit. But as always, before we go and end the show, Carbine has supplied us once again with exclusive patch notes on WildStar and the upcoming release of the game. So, Shriggs, what have they come up with this time, and what can we look forward to?
Honestly, there isn't really. They kind of spilled the beans in the ones they put out, so there aren't any new patch photos. So I thought it'd be fun today if we went through every single one together. Da-da-da-da.
Wait, what?
Bullet point number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, screw that. I'm done.
Okay. Okay. So.
There's some slapstick Kanye for you.
So-
Right at the end of the show.
I don't.
And people tell me you'll never use that giant piece of paper for anything.
All right, so that was kind of disappointing and kind of like a build up to just a
Shrigs is an artist. Everybody respect.
respect. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to the chat once again for interacting and giving us some other topics that we not necessarily would have covered if you guys were not in there, but. We are going to be having Onres on next week. Going to be talking about crafting. So if you're really interested in crafting and really wondering how it's going to work, like myself, I'm a terrible person at crafting because it's so complicated. I don't understand anything. Definitely check out next week's show. It'll be on Thursday, like always, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And man, that will be the week before. Yeah. Thursday will be the 2 days before Head Start starts. So that's going to be really fun. We're going to be talking about crafting with Onres from wildstarfans.net. And I'm really excited. But what are you smiling at, Tyramus?
Twitter.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Are the gold farmers talking to us? Are they going to cut us a deal?
Yeah.
Do we need to get K-Win to talk about this?
Cutting a deal.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm so whatever.
Pure uncut platinum.
Okay. So, all right, guys. Thank you very much for watching the show. I did a guest spot with the crew over at Wildcast. I don't know when that show is going to go up, but I'll have to get with Avid Guru and ask. But I was guest spotting on their show this past week, so when that's episode 45, and I'm going to be on that. So if you hear me, make sure to email them and tell them how terrible I was. And we're going to be having a couple of them on.
That's an option?
Yes, that's an option. I mean, don't do that, but I don't know. But we're also going to be kind of collabing with them and getting some of their crew on our show over the next couple months. I know that we're going to be getting Cash on in a couple weeks. His schedule's just kind of slowly ramping down. We're going to have I can never pronounce his last name because I'm a terrible person. But we're going to have hang on. Chief Sarkhan on in the next couple weeks or months as well, whenever his schedule opens up. And we're also trying to get in contact with Packet Dancer, who was one of the first add-on developers for WildStar, and talk about add-ons with her. So if you know how to get in hold of her, let me know. Give us a Twitter message, or just use the contact info on the website. But all right, guys, that's it. That's all. Thank you very much for watching. God bless. Have a wonderful evening, morning, or afternoon. And we'll see you guys in Nexus and next week for the wonderful Head Start. So excited. Take care, everybody. Shrigs, you be quiet.
Have a good time.
Have a good
See you
time,
guys
everybody.
later.
See you, bye.